boy that was 16 that this happened. There was a 2-year, there was a 5-year. I wanted specific examples.
Because
I know you can't share records, but can you share general stories like that, like I did about the funeral? Are you allowed to do?
When I was in nursing school, I had a patient that he was like late teens, early 20s. And he...
Are we rolling? We should.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So when I was in nursing school, I had a patient, and that was one of my very first experiences. Because one of my things was, I originally was going to school for criminal psychology. I wanted to know why in the mind it causes somebody to do something, and if we could prevent that and find out what was causing it before they actually did the outcome of their act, we would be able to prevent a lot of things.
That's how I think too.
Right. And now,
I wanted to be a psychologist for that reason.
Right. See, I did. I wanted to. I started for school for that. And then I was pulled into nursing, and people told me that that's what I was going to do, and I was kind of like, really? And I did. And I stepped into it for a reason, because I realized that with that and the wisdom that you and Pastor Gary are teaching, I'm able to see things differently. And because I have that passion of the mind, I'm able to, look at things differently. And I'm intrigued by that and want to know. And I had a patient that was in nursing school, and he appeared completely normal. Everything was fine. They kept saying, no, don't be left alone in the room with him. You have to make sure that you stand between you and the door. And I was like, oh, we've had conversations, he's fine. And they said, watch. Well, what they did was they then brought the counselor in, and they started to ask him a few questions. He was having hallucinations where tiny little people were actually having sex on his body, and he drank bleach to get rid of them.
Wow.
I would not have known at all, but when they started to ask him, he then all of a sudden changed. But looking back now, I realized that what was coming out of him when he changed was enemy.
It was demonic. Yes, it was a demonic manifestation. And that confusion that we're talking about that comes in people's lives when there's been hurt, abuse, neglect, abandonment. These are deep, deep wounds in people's lives. And psychologically, they try to cope with it and medicate it.
And I do notice that I think that the enemy is getting stronger, and the reason is because it's no longer just, that saying that they don't believe in God. Like there's a section always that asks about your religious preference. It's now they have a Satan church, So now
the
it's coming
of
out.
Dark and occultic activity is increasing incredibly. But that again goes back to the education system. That goes back to the entertainment world. We can see these highly sexualized, occultic images everywhere. And so the enemy is making his last play, I feel, for mankind and for kids. And we've got to protect them. There is a war on children, and we must fight. As parents, we must fight as ministers, as nurses, as anyone trying to teach, counsel, coach families and kids.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for stepping out.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Everyone,
You're
let's
welcome.
clap on them.
All right,
Oh,
thanks,
thank you.
Natalie.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Was it really okay?
Oh, you did a great job. Thank you.
Thank